All right, America, it's that time again. Time for more fireworks than a Michael Bay movie, except these explosions could have real-world consequences. That's right, it's election season, baby. And 2024 is shaping up to be a doozy. Why should you care? Because the President of the United States is kind of a big deal. They control the world's largest military, influence the global economy, and can probably get a reservation at any restaurant they want. Think of it like this. If America sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. And right now, America's got a nasty case of political flu. The decisions made in 2024 will impact everything from healthcare and climate change to international relations and the price of your morning coffee. So buckle up, Buttercup. This election is gonna be a wild ride. Let's meet the contenders, shall we? The political arena is heating up, and both parties are gearing up for what promises to be a fierce battle. In this corner, wearing the red, white, and blue trunks, we've got the Republicans, represented by their trusty mascot, the elephant. The elephant symbolizes strength and dignity, qualities the Republicans pride themselves on. They're all about smaller government, lower taxes, and traditional values. They believe in the power of the individual and the free market to drive prosperity and innovation. Think of them like your grandpa, set in their ways, but they mean well, mostly. They cherish the old ways and believe that sticking to tried and true methods is the best path forward. And in the opposite corner, rocking the blue shorts with a donkey logo, it's the Democrats. The donkey, a symbol of hard work and perseverance, represents their commitment to the common people. They're all about social justice, government programs, and progress. They advocate for policies that aim to level the playing field and provide support to those who need it most. Think of them like your cool aunt, a little bit hippie, maybe a little too into crystals, but ultimately has a good heart. They embrace change and believe in the power of community and collective action. Now, within each party, you've got your frontrunners. These are the candidates who have managed to capture the public's attention and are leading the charge in their respective primaries. For the Republicans, it's a mixed bag of familiar faces and ambitious newcomers, all vying for the chance to lead the party back to the White House. Some are seasoned politicians with years of experience, while others are fresh faces bringing new ideas and energy to the table. Over on the Democrat side, the incumbent president usually faces a few challengers, but whether they stand a real chance, well, that's a whole other story. The incumbent has the advantage of experience and a track record, but challengers often bring fresh perspectives and new energy to the race. It's a dynamic and ever-changing landscape, with each candidate trying to outdo the other in debates and public appearances. The stakes are high, and the competition is fierce, as both parties gear up for the ultimate showdown in the upcoming election. So, what are these political gladiators fighting about? Well, the economy is always a big one. Jobs, taxes, inflation, it's the stuff that directly impacts your wallet, so naturally, people care. But it's not just about the Benjamins, baby. Social issues are also front and center. We're talking about things like abortion rights, gun control, healthcare, and climate change. These are the hot-button topics that get people fired up, and they often fall along party lines. Then there's foreign policy, which is basically how America interacts with the rest of the world. Do we play the role of global police? Do we focus on diplomacy? Or do we just build a giant wall and hide behind it? These are the questions that keep foreign policy experts up at night, and they should probably keep you up too. Section 4. America's Electoral Maze. A quick primer. Now, for those of you joining us from outside the US of A, let's take a quick detour to explain how this whole election thing works. Because frankly, even Americans don't fully understand it. It's not as simple as most votes win. Nope. America has this crazy system called the Electoral College. Each state gets a certain number of electoral votes based on its population. And in most states, it's a winner-take-all system. So even if you win the popular vote by a landslide, you can still lose the election if your opponent snags enough key states. Confused yet? Don't worry, you're not alone. Just know that it's a convoluted system that often leads to nail-biting finishes and accusations of rigging. Fun times. Section 5. Deja vu, all over again. Echoes of elections past. To understand the present, we gotta take a trip down memory lane. It's like opening an old photo album, each snapshot telling a story of its own. See, American elections tend to follow certain patterns, like a greatest hits compilation, but with more political attack ads. These ads, often controversial and hard-hitting, have become a staple of the election season, shaping public perception and swaying undecided voters. You've got your landmark elections, like 1980 when Ronald Reagan ushered in an era of conservatism, or 2008 when Barack Obama made history as the first black president. These moments were not just about the candidates, they were about the movements they represented and the changes they promised. These elections fundamentally shifted the political landscape. Reagan's victory marked a significant shift towards conservative policies, while Obama's win symbolized hope and change for many Americans. Then you've got your nail-biters, like the 2000 Bush vs. Gore debacle that came down to a handful of votes in Florida, or the 2016 election where Hillary Clinton won the popular vote but lost the Electoral College. These elections were not just close, they were contentious, sparking debates about the electoral process and the fairness of the system. These elections were decided by the thinnest of margins and left the country deeply divided. The aftermath of such elections often sees a nation grappling with questions of legitimacy and unity. And of course, you've got your downright weird ones, because it wouldn't be America without a little bit of political absurdity. From bizarre campaign strategies to unexpected candidates, these moments add a touch of unpredictability to the electoral process. Each election has its own unique flavor, but they all contribute to the grand tapestry of American democracy. It's a tapestry woven with threads of hope, conflict, progress, and sometimes a bit of chaos. Or at least, that's what we tell ourselves. The narrative of American democracy is complex, filled with triumphs and tribulations, and each election is a chapter in that ongoing story. As we look back, we see not just the outcomes, but the journey of a nation striving to define itself. Section 6. 2024. The sequel gets weird. So, what makes the 2024 election so special, you ask? Well, it's not just another election year. It's a year that promises to be unlike any other in recent history. For starters, it's happening against a backdrop of unprecedented political polarization. The divide between the two major parties has never been this wide, and it's only getting wider. Remember that nasty case of political flu we talked about earlier? Yeah, it's reached pandemic levels. The political climate is so charged that it's almost impossible to have a civil conversation anymore. The rallies are more intense, the debates more heated, and the stakes higher than ever before. It's like the entire country is on edge, waiting for the next big thing to happen. The two major parties are more divided than ever, and this division is reflected in every aspect of society. From family dinners to workplace discussions, the political divide is palpable. And let's not forget the role of social media. The rise of these platforms has created echo chambers where people only see information that confirms their existing beliefs. It's like living in a bubble where the only opinions you hear are the ones you already agree with. It's like everyone's stuck in their own reality TV show where drama and sensationalism rule the day. The more outrageous the opinion, the more attention it gets. And the only way to get cancelled is to have a nuanced opinion. In this climate, being moderate or open-minded is almost a revolutionary act. On top of that, you've got a whole host of new challenges facing the country. These aren't just minor issues, they're existential threats that could shape the future of the nation. From climate change, which is already causing devastating natural disasters, to economic inequality, which is creating a growing divide between the rich and the poor, to the rise of artificial intelligence, which is transforming industries and job markets at an unprecedented rate, and the ever-present threat of cyber warfare, which could disrupt everything from elections to national security. It's enough to make your head spin. The challenges are complex, the stakes are high, and the solutions are far from simple. So yeah, 2024 is shaping up to be a real doozy. Buckle up, because this is going to be one wild ride. Section 7. The world is watching. Global impact of the US elections. Here's the thing about American elections. They don't just affect Americans. Oh no, the ripples of these political tsunamis are felt all over the globe. When America elects a president, the world pays attention, because whoever sits in the Oval Office has the power to shape international relations, influence global trade, and even start or end wars. No pressure, right? So, to our international viewers, we know this whole American election thing can seem a bit chaotic. Okay, a lot chaotic. But trust us, it matters. Because the decisions made in 2024 will have far-reaching consequences that extend far beyond America's borders. So stay tuned, world. Things are about to get interesting.